Today, on Be Something Wonderful, turn your desires into a decision to have it and be it. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. This is from a session I had yesterday with a longtime subscriber, but a new client to Be Something Wonderful. And she was also, like yesterday's client, she also said that she's been binge watching the videos. And I put a little asterisk here because one of you from yesterday pointed out, Tom, it's not binge watching, it's binge watching. And guys, I get that, but that's how I contract the word. I contract it by binge watching, right? But I want to be careful here because although I contract that word, and that's my version of how to pronounce it when I'm speaking fast, when I'm speaking in my East Coast way, but it's not to be confused with binge watching, which is a whole different thing, right? That's a slang term, meaning you're looking on Instagram or Facebook or social media to see what somebody's doing. Not that. It's just me contracting the word binge watching. So I love it. Thank you for that. And I get it. And I think you even mentioned that it reminds me of my dad. Well, then your dad must be a great man. I'll take that as a compliment. But remember, when you're doing that, what my thing is did this person understand the video, get the message, or are they just getting lost on how I'm pronouncing a certain word? Do you get it? I want you to get the bigger message, and you lose the message when you're correcting or trying to correct or believing you're correct or believing you're right or projecting your relationship with your dad onto me. All of that, right, is just taking away from the message. I want you to get the message. So this person's been binge watching your videos and others. And this is what the subscriber said, this client. I know God desires what I desire. We got into a real big discussion about desire, and I want to hit this today. I've talked about it in many videos. I know God desires what I desire. Some say what you desire is desiring you. I know there's channels out there. This person was saying there's a lot of coaches out there saying what you desire desires you, and I get that. It sounds good. It's a cute phrase, right? What you desire is desiring you, but what does it really mean? Well, of course that's true. It is true when coaches and others say that, what you desire is desiring you. It has a ring to it. But remember, the only reason that's true is because you are everything. You are the universe. You are reality. You are one with God. You are God. So of course that's true, right? But here's the thing. But it does, this is what this client said, but it does feel like I am in a state, it doesn't feel like, this is what he was saying. She was saying, it doesn't feel like I'm in a state of wish fulfilled. Why? Because she's in a state of desiring, right? Even if you hear that, okay, what you desire is desiring you, it might make you feel better, right? So you resolve the feelings a little bit until you're feeling off again, right? This is the whole thing about getting caught in the messy middle. And I know God desires what I desire. That might make you feel good, right? And until the next time when you're not feeling good. But the bigger thing is to transcend desire. Transcend it, because this implies separation. Even when you say, I know God desires what I desire, or what you desire is desiring you, it's still implying that you're somehow separate from what you desire. And that's what I want to get at today. Because as long as that separation is there, that fear is there, or that feeling of non-fulfillment is there. Do you hear that? As long as the separation's there, even if you feel a little bit better thinking like that, you're still implying lack, you're still implying non-fulfillment. Versus pure desire, which I've distinguished in other videos. Pure desire is divine desire. It's the desire to know God, but even bigger than that. Even bigger than that. Lester Levinson, that great spiritual teacher, pointed this out as well. It's even bigger than that. It's to know yourself as God, as I am. Do you hear this? This is what we're talking about today. So I want to get this and talk about this more. Oh, I also pointed out there was another video where I think one of you said, Tom, it should be loose, not loose. And again, guys, the only reason I responded to you on that is it was loose. It was what I deliberately intended, is because I wanted you to get the message of the video. That's the most important point that I'm trying to make here. When you go in to correct and find little things and to be right and to criticize, you're losing the message that I'm hoping that you should be benefiting from the video. But it was loose, not loose, right? This was the thing with Lazarus, right? Unbind him or loose him. So I just wanted to point that out. I know it's all done out of love, but I want you to really hit the bigger message here. So here was what we got into yesterday. And it starts with Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. This is from Matthew 5:17, right? This is Jesus, your I am. This is your I am saying, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came to fulfill it. What does that mean? It means Jesus, your I am is fulfillment, right? The law or the prophets in this context means divine guidance. The law meaning the Lord. In the Old Testament, there was still a sense or an underlying sense that God was still separate, or you needed an intermediary, a prophet to find God, right? Even though the Scripture was clear in the Old Testament that isn't the case. I am the Lord, I am the law, and there's no other. There is no God beside me. Even in the Old Testament used I am. But again, it got interpreted as that's God talking, not you. Remember, you are I am. So that's you talking. That's Jesus talking. That's what Jesus was getting at. I didn't come to destroy that. I came to fulfill it, meaning to indicate that you are love. You are I am. That God's within you and you are one with God, right? Because even with the law of the prophets, that divine guidance, law means Lord, but there's still a sense of an intermediary between you and God in the divine. Even with the Old Testament being clear here, that I am the Lord, there is no other. Remember, what is I am? It's your awareness of being. It's God. Be still and know I'm God. That's what Scripture was getting at, even in the Old Testament, right? But Jesus brought love to the law, brought love to the law of being, or the law of cause and effect, or the law of creation, right? To deliver the message that law, that law of being is you. It's within you, and you can be, do, or have whatever you want through your I am. That's the door that Jesus talked about. So, I am who I am. I am has sent me to you. This is with Moses in his conversation with God at the burning bush. God says to him, I am who I am, or that I am. And Moses says, well, then who should I send me? I am has sent me to you. That's what you should tell them. Tell the Israelites that I am has sent me to you. I am, again, I am. Tell that to the children of Israel. Remember, he goes, what should I tell the children of Israel? God says, tell the children of Israel that I am has sent me to you. In other words, it's that I am that's within you. The children of Israel represent higher thoughts merged with the linear 3D thoughts of form. Right? Remember, they were in Egypt. They were in bondage. Right? In bondage of what does that Egypt represent? Material consciousness, the 3D world of form. But they had that higher thought, right? And so I am come. Jesus came to remind you that you are that I am. I am who I am, or I am that I am. That's what Jesus came. In the Gospel of John, Jesus makes one dramatic I am statement after another. I am the bread of life. In other words, I am the spiritual substance. Right? I am the light of the world. I am consciousness. I am awareness. Right? I am the door of the sheep. In other words, I am the door that all thoughts must come through that door. Right? Sheep representing thoughts. All thoughts must come through the door of I am to be manifested in the 3D world. I am the resurrection and the life. You resurrect through that I am into the state of consciousness that you want to be. Remember, consciousness is the Father. And what you're conscious of being is the Son, right? Is the manifestation, is what you're going to manifest in the 3D world, right? And the body is the manifestation. The Father, consciousness, the Son, what you're conscious of being, and the body, right? Mind, body, soul, the body being the 3D manifestation, right? I am the good shepherd, meaning I only thoughts that I want to manifest, only thoughts that I want to create in the world will come through that door. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, I am the true vine. Jesus over and over again talking about this I am, that power within you, right? The message of Jesus, your I am, over and over again is that you are fulfillment. Simply put, you are fulfillment. That you are already that who you desire to be and have what you desire to have. That's why desiring makes no sense when you know who you are, right? But who do you say I am? Desire implies lack and non-fulfillment. It's the thief of Scripture. Do you get it? Remember, I'm going to point this out later, but desire is low on the scale of consciousness, right? It's the thief, it's the lack, it's fear, right? That's why Jesus pressed his disciples, who do you say I am? Right? When they went to all of these form of 3D people that were either past or present, right? Desiring makes no sense. It's the thief of Scripture. The thief, this is what Jesus says, the thief does not come except to steal, to kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. This is Jesus. Jesus is clear here, that they may have life and have it more abundantly, right? The thief is the desiring. The thief is keeping you in that fear that you not already are what you want to be, right? You don't already have what you want to have. That's the thief. That's big. So you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. Neville Goddard, one of my favorite, most powerful quotes by Neville Goddard. He's saying that you are that I am. You are that I am, right? And your only reason you don't see it is because you don't believe it. All desire is the divine urge to know yourself as God. It's pure desire. But what happens? We translate that desire into the desire for material things, or SPs, or houses, or cars, or whatever it is, more money, right? But that desire is all pure desire, right? We just condition it into something else from lack and from fear. There's nothing outside of God, not even desire. So yes, those spiritual teachers are right. The desire is of God, right? But then we condition that desire. Right? We look at our desires through the ego's eyes, through the lower mind. And it becomes this desiring, this fear, this lack, right? The key is moving immediately from the desire to be or have to the decision. I've talked about this before. Move from desiring to the decision to have it. Move from desiring to the decision to be it. To be or have, right? Desiring implies lack of awareness of who you really are. Your I am, your awareness of being. So I want to go, what I want to point out here, guys, here, and we'll get back to this page in a second, is that here is the scale of consciousness as portrayed by Dr. David R. Hawkins, right, where enlightenment is 700 and plus on the scale, and shame is at the lowest of 100. It goes from 0 to 1,000. 1,000 being ultimate or the absolute consciousness, right? The Father. 1,000 being the Father. Think of it that way, right? And notice on the scale, it goes from shame all the way to enlightenment. Love's at 500. Acceptance and willingness is at 350 and 310. Where is desire on the scale? Desire is at 125, just above fear. Wow. Do you see how low that is? That's what we're talking about. That's lack. Right? That's contraction. That's fear. Right? That's not expansion. That's not love. Desiring keeps you in a state of keeps you in an unconscious state of lack, just above fear. Remember, it's not about necessarily thinking more positive thoughts. That's not what positivity means. Positivity and vibration means more awareness of your absolute nature. When you move up the scale, you're moving up in awareness of who you really are. And then automatically better feeling thoughts come and better feelings come. Because you're moving up the scale and more aware of who you are, that you're that love, your enlightenment, the absolute. Moving up the scale is not about thinking and feeling positive thoughts. It's about increasing your awareness of who you really are. I am. That's really what high vibes means. right? High vibes is not necessarily thinking positive thoughts, although you will think a lot of positive thoughts and you will feel a lot of positive feelings. But it's about being more aware. It's increasing your awareness as love, as the absolute. And that's what Jesus brought to the table in the New Testament, right? To Jesus, that I am, is your awareness. So it's about being more aware of yourself as awareness. That's powerful. I wanted to point that out. So remember, I am is the door through which all manifestations, inner manifestations, pass into the 3D manifested world. Neville Goddard points this out quite a bit. Consciousness is the resurrecting power, resurrecting that which you are conscious of being. Neville Goddard. Consciousness is the resurrecting power. The Father is the resurrecting that which you're conscious of being. And that I am is what you're conscious of being. I and the Father are one. My Father is greater than I. I pointed this out, that the is consciousness, or that great subconscious. The I am greater than who? I am. That's what that implies. Then I am, right, is implied there. I am is the conscious mind, right? The conscious and the subconscious are one, right? Consciousness is the I, is the Father. That which you are conscious of being is the Son, or the I am. That's powerful, right? And remember, the conceiver is ever greater than his conception, yet ever remains one with his conceptions. Neville got it. The conceiver is greater than its conceptions, but is one with its conceptions. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind are one. But the subconscious is infinitely more powerful than the conscious mind. But they're still one, right? That I am, what you're aware of being, right? This, what you're consciously declaring and claiming. This knowing turns the desire into a decision to have it and be it. That's what that knowing does, right? It turns that desiring into a decision. That's where you want to be, right? That's how you turn your decisions into a decision to have. That's how you turn your desiring into a decision to have it and be it. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for considering joining the membership channel, which there's a link below if you want to join that for more additional content. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting in videos. Even the comments about how I pronounce binge watching or any of that's all good. It's all out of love, and I get it. Even the other who mentioned loose versus loose, I get it, guys, and I love it. But I really, what I want you to do is hear the message, because that's most important, right? And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful, where you can share insight and guidance with others and ask for insight and guidance. And all of that information is available if you've ever visited our website on tomkearin.com and besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom with Be Something Wonderful. See you soon.